There is exactly one place in all of finance you can get a guaranteed instant 100% return. And millions of people are leaving it on the table every single paycheck. If nobody's walked you through your benefits package, ignoring the 401k match, it isn't a character flaw. It's a missing instruction manual. By the end of today's episode, you'll know the match formulas, whether it's fully yours yet or not, and then how to capture every dollar of it. Welcome to the Net Wealth Nest podcast. Over 1/3 of private sector workers that have access to a 401k and a company match, they're actually not contributing at all or enough to take advantage of the match. For those in their 20s or early 30s, that could actually equate to hundreds of thousands of dollars in lost gains by the time that they reach retirement age. An unmatched contribution isn't a missed investment. It's a pay cut that you're volunteering for. You don't need to be an investor to do this. You need to answer one question. What's my match? And then the second question I guess you could ask is, am I capturing all of it? So let's talk about understanding the match formulas. There's a couple of common shapes around these. Many employers, they match 50 cents to a dollar for every dollar you put in. Usually it's like a cap of like 5% or something like that. Now, the other thing is some employers will actually match dollar for dollar every dollar that you put in. Again, usually with some sort of percentage cap, 3 to 5%. But here's the key. You need to know the exact wording because formulas, they're often tiered. A plan, it could match 100% of your first 3% that you put in, and then maybe only 50% of the other 2%. Understanding that is the difference between I contribute something to I capture all of it. Here's your action. Open your benefits portal or ask your HR manager one question. What's the employer match and what do I have to contribute to get every dollar of it? Now, here's a quick win. If you're contributing nothing right now, moving up to just your match percentage is the single highest money return you can make all year this year. Full stop. Quick pause for a second. If anything I've shared so far has hit a nerve, if you're carrying debt you can't seem to shake, or if you haven't started investing yet, or you're just not sure where you actually stand financially, I built something specifically for that. It's called the Financial Pulse Check. It's 2 minutes, 7 questions, and it'll tell you exactly which money habit is costing you the most right now and what to do about it first. It's free. It's at netwealthnest.com/pulse. Or you could just head over to our website, netwealthnest.com, and you'll see the floating bubble. And I'll drop the link in the show notes for you too. But just take it before you forget. One more time, that's at netwealthnest.com/pulse. All right, let's keep going. The next thing is know what some of the traps are. So before we get into a couple of traps, one thing to know on here is in 2026, you can contribute up to $24,500 to your 401k. Now, that does not include what the employer is matching for you. That is only what you contribute. So anything the employer matches, even if you get to where you're exceeding that dollar amount, as long as it's their portion of the match, it doesn't count or hold you back from investing more. Really important to understand what the limit is. Now, from a trap perspective, the first trap is vesting. The match, it might not be yours right away. Many plans, they actually make you stay for a few years with the company before the match is fully vested or that it's actually yours. And if you leave the company early, you could give up all of that. Knowing your vesting schedule, if it is not vested immediately, is really smart before you change jobs. Walking away a few months or a year early could cost you thousands in match dollars. The second trap to keep in mind is if there's a true up. And this is specifically for high earners. Sometimes a high earner will front load their 401k, meaning they're putting a lot of money in their 401k. Now, remember, there's that limit of how much you can put in. They front load it and they put a ton of money in there and they're getting some of their employer's matches, but they're usually putting in a significant amount more than what their employer matches. And then all of a sudden, they fill up that $24,500 bucket. If your company doesn't have a true up in their policy they could actually be losing out on match dollars because they funded it too quickly. A true up means at the end of the year, even if they overfunded it at the beginning of the year and then stop funding it on the back half, the company is going to true up to the percent that they owe. They'll end up adding to your account at the end of the year. The key is if you are one of those individuals that's high earner, you don't want to lose out on that match. The fix on this one is either spread your contributions evenly across all 12 months or how many ever paychecks you get, or just confirm that your plan has that true up provision that reconciles at year end. And this is that wealthy person reframe. They read the plan document instead of just guessing. Vesting and true up rules are exactly the fine print that the wealthy people check and, quite frankly, many other people ignore. Now, one thing I didn't mention, if you're over the age of 50, that $24,500 actually becomes $32,500. They call it a catch up because you're older and closer to retirement range. You can actually move that dollar amount up because they want you to get more money in there so it can grow before you retire. Okay, so let's use a real world example. Let's say that every month you're going to put in $150 into your 401k for your employer, and your employer does a 50% match. So they're going to put in an additional $75. That means that you're actually putting in $225 every single month into your 401k to grow and compound over the long term. That's an immediate 50% return before it even starts growing. You just can't get that anywhere else. It's not something the market actually does. Dollar for dollar, it's your best return instantly. Now, that's also just a deposit. Invested and left alone for years or decades, the match compounds into a number far bigger than the contributions themselves. Here's where people get caught up. Most people are like, I can't afford to contribute. And that almost always becomes, I can't afford to decline the free money once they understand the match math and what is being left on the table. And that's the first step of that self-accountability piece, is getting to your match level, where real people start to just aggressively put their foot on the gas pedal, is raising their contribution 1% to 2% every year. And this is where, when you get an annual raise or any of those things, how do you contribute a percentage of that? So let's say you get a 3% raise this year. How do you take 1% of that 3% and put it into your 401k? And if you do that every single year, not only are you contributing to get that employer match, you're getting the employer match, and then you're raising the bar every single time that you get a salary increase. You're taking advantage of increasing your amount that is going to compound year over year over year over year over year and allow you to grow some very, very large numbers down the road. And this is where the self-accountability piece is key, because it's hard to do that in the moment, especially if you're living paycheck to paycheck. It's hard to give away some of that raise to future you, but doing so has exponential benefits to you and your family in the future. I say the accountability piece because that's one of the things that people struggle with the most. Understanding all this, the knowledge is great. Understanding the actions you need to take, also great. It's actually doing the actions that make the most difference. That's where Net Wealth Nest comes in. If you're ready for it, we offer coaching and are here to keep you on the path to grow your wealth. And we're also opening a new community that will put you in a place where other like-minded individuals are working towards the same thing you are. If you haven't taken a moment to stop by our website and check it out, I would recommend you do so. 3-point recap. First, find out what your match formula is. Number 2, dodge some of those traps like the vesting and the front-loading ones. And then 3, automate it and raise it just a little bit every single year. Again, this is the highest return move a paycheck to paycheck earner can make, and it's sitting right in front of you right now. Thanks for joining the podcast today. I hope this was helpful for you. If it was, please share it with somebody who you think needs to hear it, as well as make sure you're subscribing to our YouTube channel or to our podcast on the podcast player of your choice. If you're on a podcast platform, please leave us a review. It's how we get in front of more people. If you're on YouTube, leave a comment or a question in the comment section. I answer all of those personally. Again, thanks for joining today for the Net Wealth Nest podcast. My name's Jim. Bye, everybody. Net Wealth Nest LLC and Podcast is an educational platform committed to providing resources and information to empower individuals on their financial journey. Please note, we do not provide financial, tax, or investment advice. All financial decisions should be made in consultation with a qualified professional who understands your unique circumstances. Seeking personalized advice is a smart and necessary step before making any major financial commitments. Thanks so much for joining us today. If you found value in this episode, please like and subscribe to our YouTube channel, Net Wealth Nest, and leave us a review on your favorite podcast platform. We read every comment, and they help us improve and guide what topics we dive into next. And hey, if something you heard today resonated with you, don't keep it to yourself. Share it with a friend, a family member, a coworker, your barber, your barista, even a stranger in line. You never know who might need this message. Remember, building net wealth is a journey, but you don't have to do it alone. Stick with us, and together, let's grow your net wealth nest.